Hello, everyone. This is Atman, and today I would like to speak about self-awareness and the repetition of mantra. I have said in other videos that self-awareness is the center of spiritual practice, spiritual life, spiritual development, and awakening. Why it is important to be self-aware? Because awareness or our inner divine self is always free, full, whole, peaceful, and blissful. And if we want to live in freedom, peace, love, and bliss, we have to be consciously connected moment by moment with this essential nature or divine essence. And the second important thing related to self-awareness is because if we want to stop identifying ourselves with the psychological expressions, thoughts, emotions, feelings, desires, impulses, ideas, imagination, and also to stop identifying with external experiences, circumstances, objects, etc., we must find something that is beyond them and unattached by them. And this is the inner silent space of consciousness. And also the sense I am or I exist, which is the a reflection of this silent space of consciousness on the mind. So we have pure consciousness and reflected consciousness. Being aware of myself is related to both, but the highest aspect of ourselves is this silent space of consciousness. And this sense I am is only a reflection of it on the level of mind. So, since our mind is so much conditioned and we identify very easily with the expressions of mind itself, the ego, thoughts, emotions, imagination, etc., and the external sensory experience as well, we must find ways, methods to avoid these identifications and maintain a distance from what is expressing in us and a distance from what is happening outside us. The best way to remember, to be aware of the inner silence is the repetition of a mantra like Om Nama Shivay, Om Nama Shivay, Om Nama Shivay, Om Nama Shivay. We don't repeat the mantra aimlessly, but purposely. We repeat the mantra in order to remember ourselves being attentive, aware of the inner silence, and the sense I am or I exist. But most important to me, of the silence presence of consciousness, which is what we really are in the deepest meaning of the term myself. So repeating the mantra consciously and purposely, we are connected with the inner silence, the sense I am, which is the door to enter in the inner silence. And little by little, it's created a very strong habit between the mantra itself and the inner silence. That means association. That means that a habit which is also an association. That means that by repeating the mantra, automatically we remember to connect with the inner silence and not lose ourselves in the sensory experiences and in the mind, in thoughts, emotions, etc. Or also identify with the body and be lost in the sensations of bodily sensations. And because the ego, what causes this identification and forgetfulness of the inner silence, which is what we really are, it is the factor we call ego. And what is this ego factor? Vital psychic energy, which functions as a magnet and as a glue. That means it has a very dense frequency, is a very dense energy which attracts the attention and pulls the attention towards what this ego factor wants to experience and makes us forget ourselves in this experience. Forget ourselves means to lose connection with the sense I exist and the silence within, and experience only the sensory experience or the psychological experience related to this. So, for example, we eat a chocolate and we feel pleasure and satisfaction. So we lost in this pleasure, satisfaction, and the sensory sensation of this chocolate experience. The problematic factor is this lower aspect of ego. The higher aspect of ego, it is helpful to us. It is the medium and the instrument to live in this physical dimension and also to the psychological dimensions. But the lower ego is like a parasite, a virus, which creates identifications constantly. Identification, forgetfulness, identification, attachment to what we experience in the sensory world and what we experience in our psychological world. It's like a magnet, like a glue, pulls the attention outside and attach the attention and mind to the experience. So in order to stop, to annihilate this functionality of the lower ego and maintain self-awareness, awareness of our essential nature, and live in peace and freedom and plenitude and avoid identification, we use a mantra to remember ourselves, to connect with the inner silence. And after creating this strong habit, association and of mantra with the silence and strong habit, then we easily, by repeating the mantra, we remain aware of the inner silence. Of course, the ego will continue to we continue to create, to cause identification. It's by nature. It is the nature of the ego to create identifications constantly. But we have the means to avoid this identification. The main means is the repetition of mantra. We can also repeat an affirmation of the high qualities of our true self, like love, light, peace. So, Om Nama Shivay, Om Nama Shivay, or peace I am, love I am, Om, peace, Om, love. Peace I am, love I am, Om, peace, Om, love. Or we can repeat a phrase with an affirmation of our true self. Consciousness I am, silence I am, Om consciousness, Om silence. Or you can use the Sanskrit names of this silence, consciousness, silence. Atman, Brahman. Atman I am. Brahman I am. Om Atman. Om Brahman, meaning Atman, the silence. Or Brahman is the silence. Or silence I am. Consciousness I am. Om silence. Om consciousness. Om is also the silence. But Om has a very high vibrational frequency. So these mantras, these affirmations of peace, love, I am, or consciousness, silence, I am, using the mantra Om together with these phrases, elevate the vibrational frequency of mind and also help us to maintain this conscious connection with this inner silence and avoid identification with what expresses in our psyche and what we perceive through the senses. However, does not mean that this will happen automatically, but it is a very powerful mean to create this, develop this capacity and to create this habit to maintain conscious connection with inner silence using a mantra or a phrase of our of the divine qualities or our true nature, or Brahman I am, Om Brahman, Brahman I am, Om Brahman, Atman I am, Om Atman, Om Namah Shivay, Om Namah Shivay, Om Namah Shivay. We can combine the two. Say Om Namah Shivay, Om Namah Shivay, Om Namah Shivay. Brahman I am, Om Brahman. Atman I am, Om Atman. Peace I am, Om Peace. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. We can combine these three different ways of phrases and mantras. Om Namah Shivaya, peace I am, love I am, Om Peace, Om Love. Consciousness I am, silence I am, Om Consciousness, Om Silence. Atman I am, Om Atman. Atman means silence. This, not silence, this formless existence, which is experienced as silence and peace and presence. Peace I am, love I am, consciousness I am, Om peace, Om love, Om consciousness. Peace I am, love I am, silence I am, Om peace, Om love, Om silence, constantly. And we do this, and at the same time, we remember to be aware of the inner silence. We don't do this mechanically. Oh, I am. Atman I am, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. We say Om Namah Shivaya, but at the same time, we intend to maintain this awareness of inner silence. And little by little, we establish this habit. It's a very powerful and the most powerful habit to remain self-conscious. Because with this way, one, most of all, we experience the inner peace and plenitude if we maintain a deep connection with this silence. And the second important thing is we stop identifying ourselves with all psychological expressions and sensory experiences. And we are in a position to address or to manage these psychological expressions, stop total identification, make them subside, and eliminate part of their energy through prayer and mantra. So I have explained very briefly the importance of repetition of a mantra in order to maintain self-awareness, which means most of all, awareness of the inner silence, which is what we are. And also awareness of our thought, all psychological structures, avoiding an identification with these all psychological formations, expressions. This is what we call living consciously moment to moment. And by doing this, we free our mind and heart from all conditioning, programming, tendencies, patterns, and we create, we develop, better to say, the capacity to connect more steadily, more deeply or deeper and clearly with the divine essence, which means we can experience more and more the peace, freedom, plenitude, bliss we are. I wish you peace, love, and light. I wish you realize your true nature in this very life and enjoy freedom and peace and plenitude. Namaste.